Guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. We are the gatekeepers. He's Dennis Keton. I am Emoli Edwin. Guys, we are now on the EPL game week 28, and just a recap. Previously matches, we had the Europa League where we saw Arsenal were knocked out through the penalties by Sporting CP. On the other side, Manchester United with a goal. Actually, they won 1-0, but on aggregate 5-1, so they advanced. So we are now back to the EPL game week 28, and just straight into it. Actually, this time round they'll be starting a little bit earlier. So on Friday 17th, today, Nottingham Forest at home against Newcastle. Actually, this weekend we have playing the FA Cup will be playing, so some 4 matches won't be played, and others have been postponed. So we have like how many games? Like 6 games, right? Yeah. So straight into it. The first match, Nottingham Forest against Newcastle.
Big game, guys. This is, of course, as we all know, Newcastle seems to be back, especially after displaying such a glorious game last weekend. We all saw Almiron scoring the winning goal. We saw Isak returning on the scoring sheet. So clearly we can say that Newcastle, they are back into business and they really want to contend for the top 4. On the other side, Nottingham Forest have been improving tremendously well with their main striker Brennan Johnson doing the necessary. They have been doing everything correct. So if you ask me right now, I feel like it's that time whereby Newcastle can actually pick it up from where they left and continue with this match. So Trippier displayed a very impressive game last time, and overall I feel like Newcastle, even though they will be away, it's going to be a hard game for them because Nottingham have the experience currently and they are able to solidify their defense. So straight up Pogba, I'll not waste your time on this. Allow me to give it a 2-2 draw.
2-2. Nottingham Forest right now, they're not conceding as much. They're defending very well. They're making sure at least they are winning to secure themselves. So this one allow me to go with a 0-0 draw, but at the end of the day a draw is a draw, but now with a clean sheet. So Nottingham Forest 0, Newcastle 0. On Saturday, Aston Villa will be playing against Bournemouth. Aston Villa, they have not been that well again. They have been shaky. Playing against Bournemouth. Bournemouth won 1-0 against Liverpool, and like we always say, these middle table teams, they're not consistent in their performances. So this one straight away, Aston Villa, heads up, heads high. We will be at home, so I'm expecting a 2-0 victory from Aston Villa.
Guys, this is not going to be a simple game. Considering that, of course, we all know right now Oli Watkins is on form. Out of the 8 games, he's scored like in 7 of them. So this guy is back on form, of course, doing whatever he does best. On the other side, guys, Bournemouth have a boost of winning against one of the biggest teams in England, and that will be motivating them coming into this match. Historically, the last 4 matches in Premier League, we know that Aston Villa has not been having it soft with Bournemouth. Bournemouth have actually won all of them, so Bournemouth actually have a better history when it comes to facing Aston Villa. They always know how to play against them. So as they face each other on Saturday, I feel like it's going to be a big, tough game. Though I can assure you that Oli Watkins will be scoring his usual traditional goals in this fixture, and it's going to be a good result for them. So I feel like this match I want to go with, again, another draw, because Aston Villa will be banking on their main man. Bournemouth will be having Solanke, and of course Billing, the guy who scored against Liverpool. They will be trying to actually secure their pride, not to fall after winning against the Reds. So 2-2 draw once again.
Brentford against Leicester. Brentford coming from, they won 2-0 against Southampton. Very much impressive. Leicester, on the other hand, they were beaten by Chelsea 3-1. Actually, on my side, I feel like Brentford are the better side, just to be honest, and they will be at home. Ivan Toney, Mbeumo, These are the type of people I'm expecting to be on the score sheet that day. But on the other side, I don't know what's the problem with Leicester, because their coach does not want to start the likes of Vardy. These are people with experience, but I don't know what's up with him now. But anyway, this one, I'll just give it to Brentford, of course. Brentford right now, they're winning, and just winning. So Brentford, let me give you a 3-1 victory again.
Guys, currently one of the players who's been performing well in terms of scoring goals, who you can compare to Rashford in terms of form-wise, is of course Mr. Who, the striker who hails from Brentford, Mr. Tony. Tony has scored many goals this season. He's actually doing well. So when you compare them to Rashford, as you can see on the screen, these two ninjas, of course, they are prolific. They have proved themselves that they can score goals.
He has been called by the national team.
Wow, congratulations. Guys, again, on your screen, that's the England squad that has been called, of course, obvious people, though we have obvious names, guys, who have been left out. Chelsea main guy, Raheem Sterling, have been left out. Liverpool main man, Trent, once again, has been left out. Key notable people, of course, key notable call-ups. Gallagher has maintained his spot. Chilwell has been called. Rhys James has been called. From Manchester United, Shaw has been called. Of course, Rashford has been called. Where else? Of course, keeper, Ramsdale, Pope, and of course, Pickford. Guys, we are not doing England. Sorry for the but straight to it. So I'm saying Leicester have an issue. They need to solve their issue quick and very fast if they really want not to be relegated, because the relegation battle is true and it's happening. As for Brentford, they are seeing hope at the end of the tunnel. They are seeing that if they progress and continue winning, they stand a chance of also pushing for that competition of top 4. So on this one, there is no way Brentford are going to lose. They are going to win. Give them another 3-1 goal galore. Tony, Buemo, Wissa, if they're going to start Wissa, but Wissa is a super sub.
Actually, these people winning, it will be a hard luck for Chelsea, because you're also in the race for top 4. Hard luck for both you and Liverpool, because Brentford is just going, getting into the top 6.
Chelsea, we want to win the Champions League, then we will sort that issue. By the way, on that issue of Champions League, keep it the gatekeepers, because today, at 13:00 hours EAT time, the draw will be done. We will be telling you who will be facing who.
On the same issue, Europa League, Manchester United. Keep it here. We got you. So, next match, Southampton against Spurs. Now, we all know Southampton is a team on a mission. They will be at home at St. Mary's, right? St. Mary's hosting Spurs. Now, let me tell you one thing. Spurs, they win this match, they get into the top 3 straight away. But this one now will mean Manchester United will have 2 games in hand. But that's what, we don't say that when it comes to, we all know what games in hand can do to you. So this one, straight to it, I'm going with a 1-1. Southampton, they always know what they do. So 1-1 for me. 1-1.
1-1, Kane is jumping into this game after scoring a brace. He's fully motivated. He's now scored over 20 goals, of course, in the Premier League. He's trying to chase one Mr. Haaland, who has 28 goals.
Impossible.
So clearly this season we are seeing records wanting to be broken. So we are open to that. Son scored again, of course. I'm happy. I'm one of those guys who is surely happy for Son, because he's not been on his form, the form which we know Son to be this season. But let's see how it goes. He keeps on picking up. Let's see if he picks it up towards the end of the season. So with the motivation of them actually replacing Manchester United on position 3, I feel that is enough motivation. Though the problem with football nowadays is somebody is always served with an opportunity on a silver platter, then they bungle it. So I don't know whether Tottenham will do so, but I feel like the motivation is super high. So if you ask me on this, I'm going with Tottenham to win it. Give them a 2-0 win.
Wolves against Leeds. Another pair of inconsistent brothers. Wolves at home, playing Leeds. I also have this feeling that Leeds started very well, but along the way, They're not doing as we thought they will do. Playing Wolves, I think this time round the advantage goes to Wolves. So this one I'm going with Wolves to win this game by 2-0.
2-0, yeah. Wolves lost by over the weekend, right?
Definitely.
3-2, huh? So I feel like it was an unfortunate win, unfortunate loss to them. The best they could have gotten from that was a draw, but clearly it never happened the way they actually foresaw it. So they have an opportunity to go against Leeds. They are fond of winning against Leeds. In the first leg, I believe they won 1-0 against Leeds. So right now, let's see how it goes. So I'm going with them to have an advantage of getting it. So give Leeds another 2-1 win.
Chelsea versus Everton. Now this one is a good game, very good and big game. It will be on Saturday at exactly 20:30 hours EAT. A game which will be closing on Saturday. Now this game is big because Everton right now they are on the verge. They are not yet, but they are on the verge according to recent performances. Although they are not there, but they are trying when you watch their games. Chelsea, on the other hand, they were, but right now I think we can say they're back on track. So a game of two people who have recently upped their game. Talk to us.
In the first leg, Chelsea won 1-0 against Everton. Though this fixture is always a crazy fixture, it's always crazy because two teams who are traditionally known for wearing the blue shirts are meeting. So there is that battle of who is the true blue. So is it the Toffees or is it the Blues? So the true answer shall be given to us at 20:30 hours on Saturday. So Chelsea seems to have picked up quite a little bit. They have won 3 games in a row. They have started scoring more than 1 goal. That is quite a good gesture for them. They won against Leicester by 3-1. That was good for them. On the other side, Everton also won by, it was 2-0, right? They won 2-0 over the weekend. So both teams are coming into this game well prepared and well motivated, believing that they can do it. The game will be where?
At Stamford Bridge.
At Stamford Bridge. So I feel like of late Chelsea have been losing a lot at the Bridge. So we have a chance this time round to actually recover, rejuvenate, and actually confirm to our fans that there's something which is really, really happening. So having said that, I feel like Chelsea needs to work on their defense quite well because Everton and with the likes of Calvert-Lewin, these are people who are not shy of scoring. Then they also have good defense, the likes of Tarkowski and the rest. So I feel like, of course, not to mention Iwobi. Iwobi has been impressive this season. He's one of the players in Everton who've played almost every game. He's played most game hours. So we should be watchful of him. And of course, their new signing, this tall guy. They have a new signing, a dark guy who is very, 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 very good. But on the flip side, Chelsea, N'Golo Kante still working his way towards coming back. Most of the players will be coming back. And for now, I feel like we are just okay. The squad is there. Potter, it's now your job to put a squad which will win this game because Chelsea deserves to win and they need to win. Though not to some good news, as Pogba will tell you. Even after winning, we are not moving up the ladder that much. But this time, if we win, at least we will move to position 9 because Fulham will not be playing. So we will at least improve a little bit. But it is what it is. So this game, guys, give it to Chelsea to win. Again, 3-1.
Well, I have this feeling that this will be a spoiler because Everton, that's what they have been doing. But of course, recently they lost by a very big margin. Was it 3-0? So they lost. Actually, now that they will be at Stamford, your Stamford Bridge record this
season is poor.
A bit, let's say a bit poor. So this one I'm going with a 1-1 draw. 1-1. So the last match will be Arsenal against Crystal Palace. Palace played a very beautiful game against Man City. They knew what they were doing very well. But considering the fact that Crystal Palace, there's this guy called Mr. Patrice Vieira. They say, okay, we all know he's an Arsenal legend. There are rumors that since he's an Arsenal legend, he will give them a pass. But let me tell you, that doesn't happen because he's also struggling to get out of the relegation battle. So trust you me, this one is a big game. So actually, I feel like it will be a draw. So don't come for me, but let me give it a 1-1 draw.
Guys, Arsenal have a chance to extend their league on top of the table with 8 points again. So since Man City will not be playing, so it's now their opportunity to do that. Remember, on Thursday, Arsenal were eliminated in the Europa League, yeah. And on top of losing, they got a lot of injuries. Saliba and Tomiyasu got injuries, and on top of that, they lost 5-3 on the penalty shootout, which means they have been eliminated. So straight to this. Arsenal in the first leg, they won against Crystal Palace. This being a London derby, it's not a walk in the park because both teams want to defend the pride of London. Of course, we are talking about London. Recently, just the other week, awards were awarded for best players. Of course, we saw the winners. Saka won Young Player. Odegaard won the best player of the year. Who again? Their keeper. Ramsdale. Their coach Arteta won Coach of the Year. So congratulations to those players. It was well deserved. They have been impressive this season. So I feel like them having dropped from Europa League, they will be coming back into this game with a lot of hunger, and they will want to prove a point. I feel like Crystal Palace, you better prepare to lose this game, because Arsenal are coming to remove all their stress on you. Of course, Olise costed them against Man City by giving out a cheap penalty. That is what actually made Man City to win that game by 1-0. Overall, Mr. Zaha was impressive, though he was not getting enough of the balls in that Man City game. But we all know what he can do when presented with an opportunity. So this time round, I feel like it's going to be a game whereby Arsenal, it's theirs to lose. So give Arsenal an opportunity to win by 3-0.
Well, actually, like I said, 1-1. I said that according to the measurements I came up with after the injuries I saw and the games, and the 1 week Crystal Palace have been. Anyway, guys, we will be back. Keep subscribing. That's all for game week 28. We are almost coming to an end, actually. So
the question is, who do you think will carry the league? Is it Man City? Is it Arsenal? Is it Manchester?
No, not us. We are out.
So, guys, the battle is on.
For two.
On to the call-ups. Another guy who got at least the first call-up in their squad, Saliba. Saliba was called in the French team yesterday, so at least that's some good news for these young players.
Congratulations.
So otherwise, guys, keep it